That's when my whole world changed, because when I came home, my ex had smashed all the windows in the house, and the police were on the scene. I asked where my boys were at, and they said they were in protective custody. And that night, he was so angry that I was going to leave that he grabbed my arm and he put it through a window. That was my hitting hand, and so I knew I could no longer play volleyball. But I remember waking up in the hospital and my dad telling me, "You need to leave him, you're coming home with me." And I said, "Absolutely not, I love him." And again, I chose to stay with him. This is where I just slowly started to use marijuana. Of course, I was drinking, and then we started to play with some Oxycontins. We started to slam, because after taking him for so long, we had a high tolerance for it. And that's where I started to become an IV user. And of course, behind the closed walls, there was abuse going on, emotionally, physically. There was infidelity in the marriage. I wanted to have that perfect family, that perfect home, to where nothing was going on, so I didn't share anything with anyone. It was during this time that I learned to just take care of myself, being independent, so I became a dancer. So I knew, because I had smoked weed, it was in my system, I needed to go into a program in order to get the boys back. And so I did go the very next day, but I didn't last more than 2 days, and I left. And that's when I gave up guardianship to the boys, to Marilyn, my ex-mother-in-law. And so now to hear Marilyn tell me that she needed to protect the boys, because I kept saying I was coming over, and I wouldn't, and they would be waiting in the window for me. And so I respected her wishes. I just believed every lie that I was being told, that I was never going to be a good mom. I was never going to mount up to anything. I was ashamed, embarrassed, felt guilty. I was in and out of jail multiple times, becoming an escort, which is one of the worst things I think I could have ever done. Finally, I remember looking at prison time, and my dad said, you gotta cry out to the Lord right now while you're in there. And I did, and I prayed for God to take away those urges. And he did. He took away those urges of smoking, drinking, partying, everything. And I found favor in the courtroom. I got court ordered to Teen Challenge, and I have never felt peace like I did in a jail cell. And so when I was in this chapel right here, I would go to the front and I would go to the altar and I would cry. I would cry for restoration. I would cry for my twin who was out in her addiction. And I just wanted restoration. I wanted restoration with my family. And I will never forget till this day when my dad says that he's proud of me. God has given me restoration with my boys. They know their mom loves the Lord. And Teen Challenge is where I found my worth and my identity and my calling and my purpose. What I love is that he is not only calling us to be a soldier, but a warrior. That means we are unstoppable with him in us. And now I work for Teen Challenge. I get to see women come in, and the way their hearts are hardened, that's even better, because I can't wait to see them have that divine encounter with the Lord, and then they just fall on their knees, and that's where the battle's won, is when you're on your knees.